Okay, this is Finance 2.0, Money Management to Save This Generation. My name is Sxsw. I'm a banking industry analyst at Gartner, and I cover social media and banking. And I'm moderating the panel today with Michael Ferrari from SmartyPig, Aaron Patzer from Mint, Murali Subbaraw from Vallejo, and Nichelle Stevens from Keeping Nichols. Let's start first with innovation. Now, how many of you go to your bank's website because it's like really cool and well designed? All right. Yeah, maybe one or two. So maybe innovation isn't the thing that banks are most good at. So what instead is are drawing consumers to your solutions? And let's take a look at it first from, the scenario of somebody who's just graduated from college, has a few $1,000s in credit card debt, some student loans that are coming due or just started coming due, and maybe you've gotten your job or don't have a job. What's going to draw that kind of person to your solutions? And conversely, a different scenario, somebody who just is a stay-at-home mom and maybe has one or two kids and, a husband or partner out working. What's drawing these kinds of people to your solutions? And let's start first with Aaron.
Sure. So whether you're a college student or a working mother, I think that the principles of personal finance are fairly universal. So the first thing, and there's sort of 5 of them that we talk about at Mint, is to know where your money's going. And the average American has 10 or 11 different financial relationships. So a lot of people just don't know how much they have. And they also don't know where they're spending their money. So what Mint does is it brings it all together in one place. It updates and links up with your bank every night, so it pulls in all your transactions, it categorizes it, you see how much you spend on restaurants, on entertainment, and simply by seeing where you spend, people tend to spend less. They don't realize how much they've overspent. The second thing that Mint can do to help you out if you're that college student with $5,000 in debt is, to figure out how to get that on a lower interest rate credit card if it's credit card debt. And how to maximize the rewards on your credit cards, get better interest rates on your checking or savings account, and that sort of thing.
Okay, so we're talking about things like personal finance, budgets, paying your bills, saving money in a savings account. These aren't exactly mind-blowing, innovations. They've been around for a while, account aggregation and bill pay. So why should anyone sitting here go, wow, this is cool and different from using an Excel spreadsheet or Quicken or Money? I mean, you can download all this from your bank accounts now.
Yeah, I think it's about choice and control. Let's say you have a bill that's due today. You go to the bank website and they'll say you got to wait 2 to 5 days for the check to be paid. Whereas you can go directly to the company website and make the payment. It's recognized as instant. So that's the choice and control that you want to have. And most of us have more than one checking account or definitely more than one card. How about having the option to choose the right card that fits our needs at each website? And that you can't get at a bank because the bank wants you to come to their website and pay with their payment products. Whereas you, as a consumer, you want the choice. And that's what's needed.
What do you think the impact of the financial crisis has been on your business per se versus people going to banks and wanting to do things through their banks and learning about personal finance?
I mean, when we started SmartyPig, we certainly had no foresight to see what was going to be happening with the financial space. Sad, but our business actually continues to do better as the economy does worse. And that's because, people are thinking more about it. They're thinking more about their finances. They understand that they need to start setting aside money. They need to start changing this mindset of living off of credit cards. So from our perspective, in our volume of traffic, we're going to be up 5 times as much as we were from the previous month. And that's fantastic to us. Again, it's kind of a little disheartening because it's taken a state of an economy to get people kind of shooken up a little bit to start thinking more about how best to manage their finances or how best to start saving or the tremendous resources that are out there in the blogosphere to start getting a better handle of your money.
Where do you see, Nichelle, like people looking for financial advice? I mean, you talk to a lot of people.
I mean, the first thing is to see where you're at, and that's why Mint is a great personal finance tool. And I mean, if you're not looking at Mint, if you're looking at your online, looking at your account online on a regular basis, and maybe not just at the end of the month or the first of the month, I think that's one of the things is you can't monitor you know, what's going on if you don't look at it. You can't figure out how to manage it if you're not looking at it.
As more and more more and more banks and other financial institutions that have better access to our data start to think about this stuff. Are you guys worried at all that, you know, because a credit union actually has everything they need for my budgeting and everything, that they'll be more prepared to meet those kind of needs?
Yeah, this is a really good time, I think, for credit unions and small banks, because the large banks are it's like moving in a glacier versus, you know, turning around a little Toyota in the parking lot. And it's just a question of so much girth. I mean, how fast can you move? And community banks and credit unions know their members and their customers. Why? Because everybody has the same interest. If you're a member of a credit union, employees of the state of Maryland, for example, you have something in common. You know, Christian Federal Credit Union, Michigan. Everybody's a Christian living in Michigan. They have something in common. It's like any social network. You know, there's some common ground that that you can already build on. And I think that's a really important theme that's kind of going on through all of these different tools and all the other tools that are out there, that there's something common going on.
But Smarty Pig provides some features and some services that I think would be very difficult for some banks to actually implement. And that's where I get excited about. Now, I'm not going to lie. Do I wake up every morning waiting to read in TechCrunch that smarterpig.com just launched? You know, absolutely. I mean, everybody thinks about that. And that's why we listen to our customers, and you know, part of the advantage of being a startup is that you can be very nimble in how you react to customers' wants and needs. And sometimes that tends to be a little difficult with larger banks. I had a woman, she might be here, Meta Girl, is Meta Girl here? I was walking down the street yesterday with my Smarty Pig shirt, and she came up and she hugged me. And I had no idea who she was. And she said, I just want to tell you, I'm a Smarty Pig customer. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I was trying to imagine that same woman maybe hugging a Wells Fargo employee. It probably wouldn't happen. So, you know, I think you always have to be mindful, obviously, of what others are doing. But I think if you're doing a good job with your community, you're listening to people, and you're constantly reacting to their wants and needs, I think that you'll hopefully stick around for a while.